Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Bin 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this is another wonderful live show brought to you from Crypto Bin 101 studio. As you all know, on this channel, we give value and we discuss about great things that matters in the cryptocurrency space. I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. I have a lot of things to discuss with you on the show this morning, but before we do that, let us do the proper culture that we normally do on the show by sharing the what? Sharing the link with other people so they can join the live show. As you all know, we need to give value to a lot of people regarding cryptocurrency. As we all know, a lot of misinformations are out there, and we are here to kind of sanitize that and let people know that number one, you need to always do some research when it comes to investing or doing some crypto stuff. Number two, you also need to understand that this is risky and you must always be careful with your money, and that is the reason why a show like this is out here to sanitize the space as well and educate people about what is really going on in the crypto space. So I'm going to dive into the business of the day shortly. Let's just post these for people to join the live. And as you all know, please, if you're just watching for the first time or you've always been watching the show, please and please subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always be part of the first set of people that will get the notification and consume the content or the value we're bringing on this great platform. All right, all the links are shared on all the social media platform, and you may want to join from anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. You can watch us live and direct. All right, once again, I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. All right, let's dive right into the show. As you all know, on the show, we take a look at the news first. After checking what the news is all about, we take a look at the economic calendar. We check what the cryptocurrency market is looking at. We check the fear and greed index so people can always know what is going on. At the same time, we always take a look at the chart analysis to relate to what is going on in the market and advise ourselves on what we need to do regarding our portfolio. So it's always a beautiful show every week of the day, 10 a.m. SAST time or 8 a.m. GMT, depending on where you are watching from. All right, let's dive right into the show. If we look at the chart now, the chart is looking beautiful. At least we are recovering from all the lows we've experienced from the all-time high around 124,600 thereabout, and we tested around 107 thereabout, but we could not maintain that, and we saw this massive movement and the pushing back. And you see, this was our entry if you've been watching the show, and if you've been watching the show and you're following our entry, you should have made at least about 7.5% on BTC. But remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, having said that, we're going to come back to chart analysis later. You can see Ethereum 2 is moving quite slowly but surely, with the structure being broken and the weekly floor is still holding on there. We're still going to take a look at other cryptocurrencies or other tokens on the list, but we're going to come back to that segment shortly. What we need to dive in now is the new segment where we take a look at the news that are making waves on the radar. All right, well, the first thing that's making wave on the radar is Bitcoin approaching 120,000 amid government shuts down. We all know government shutdown took effect yesterday in the United States of America regarding the left and the right not reaching a conclusion about the budget and all of that, and the government has been shut down. We all know that will affect a lot of things, but to be surprised, crypto is not really buying that, because you can see crypto even keep appreciating. But I've seen crypto retracing from all the fall, because I'm not going to lie to you, this movement we are seeing, until we break the all-time high before we can celebrate, we're going to see a bigger picture of the new all-time high or where the price is going to. But apart from that, nothing like that can be done. So Bitcoin is on the cusp of reclaiming the 120,000 level, and we are keeping an eye on that to make sure we see what is really going on with BTC. So you can see the price of Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency by market cap, is currently approaching the 120,000 level. Earlier today, it hit a fresh 6-week high of 109,250. At press time, it has changed hands at 108,7 something. The flag currency is currently just far away from reclaiming all-time high of 124,128, which was logged on August 24. So we're still going to check the chart analysis, but yes, BTC is really killing it. We saw the movement back from 108 thereabout to where it is now, about 113, but we're still going to come back to that. Another news on the radar, and this is still about BTC. Bitcoin smashes past 118K, strong bullish momentum now set to begin. And the truth is, yes, we have this, this thing going on in the crypto community, the hype, the everything. If you've been following me and you've been watching all my content, or you've been following this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, I told you guys that we might be getting close to bear market, not that we're in it. And I've been saying it repeatedly that BTC might go back to test the all-time high like other altcoins too. So this movement we are seeing, we might even break the 124,600 that we've seen and get to like 130 thereabout. But with the way this bull cycle is coming to an end, because everything is cycle. 3 years of moving up, 1 year down, 3 years of moving up, 1 year down. That has been how the cycle has been forming for a decade and a half. And now we have the institutional, we have the smart money in the game as well. So things are not going to flow the way we're expecting to flow because of the smart money. I always tell you that. So please and please, yes, the market is moving nicely. We're going to follow it with the charts to know where we need to get out so we don't get caught unaware. I'm not going to lie to you, because you need to be careful this bull cycle. I see a lot of surprises coming up very soon, and people won't see it coming. People will, especially these big influencers in crypto community, they won't see that coming. And I can feel it, because I've studied the game and I've studied the cryptocurrency market cap. I can see that the whole thing is moving this time around. It's different. The institutional, the big boys, the whales, are kind of having impact in this bull cycle compared to the last cycle where we know we're praying for more adoption, more adoption, more adoption. You understand? The more you start seeing inflow of ETF, you start seeing BTC rising back. The more the ETF start declining, you start seeing BTC falling. So what does that tell you? It shows that it's the smart money that are trying to manipulate the market like they've been doing with stock, bonds, and forex, foreign exchange market. So we need to be careful here because we are no longer alone as the believer, the consumer, and all of that. We now have smart money in the game, and that's why we need to be careful. Yes, it's moving nicely, but we'll always check the fortune teller, which is the chart analysis, to tell us if what we are doing is right or not. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research before you put your money on any crypto. So Bitcoin price start fresh surge, and we can see that the price is trading above 117,000 US dollar right now, and the 1 hour simple moving average as well. So the pair might continue to move up if it clears the 119,500 zone. All right, let's take a look at another news on the radar, and this is about altcoins, and this is now the fight between Solana and Ethereum. And you know, if you look at it, I have my own opinion, but remember, I am not a financial advisor. You do your own research. But what I believe is, last bull cycle, Ethereum performed very well because we are out season NFT meme coins launching on Ethereum on-chain. But this bull cycle, we've seen Solana outperforming ETH. Not only outperforming ETH, people now switching to launch a lot of meme coins on Solana Pro launch pads on-chain. So I feel like Solana and Ethereum war is just starting to, gear up. We might see a lot to come the next bull market, because if Ethereum see that they did not perform very well this cycle, they will look for a way to make sure next cycle they are part of the main altcoin that will make gains, so people don't lose hope on them and throw away the token, if you get what I'm trying to say. But if you look very well, Solana also is pushing very hard with the ETF that we're even expecting. We saw Ethereum ETF. Now Solana ETF 2 might be approved, and if that should happen, that might blow up Solana as well. We all know every launch pad that is meant for altcoins or whatever project are being launched on Solana on-chain. And that is one thing we need to be clever about and watch out. So which one will hit the all-time first? But now, prediction market user on Miride are split on path forward for Ethereum and Solana. The chart tells an interesting story. You can see that Ethereum sits 13.8% from an all-time high versus Solana 34.12% climb. But that is not the case. Anything can happen. We've seen how Solana, move. We even saw A-Star, a new DEX perpetual that was launched and backed by Binance and CZ. We saw the way it did a lot of percentage within hours. So that is not a yardstick. You need to be careful. And we all know it's October, and traditionally everyone expects all crypto market to move. So we might see Solana pushing ahead and flipping, not flipping in figures, because I don't think Solana is just going to go to 4,000 immediately from $200. No, but I'm talking about gains. You understand? Because flipping in gains means Solana could do 3, 4, 5x or 10x, while Ethereum will do 1, 2x. But in a long time, Solana might even flip Ethereum, and that is what everyone is talking about. But speaking of Solana, we now have another major issue here. Solana may have an edge over Ethereum in staking ETFs, says Bitwise CEO. Bitwise Hunter Housley says Solana shorter on staking period gives it an advantage over Ethereum in race for staking ETF as US regulatory prepare key decisions in October. We all know some years ago, Ethereum moved from proof of work to proof of stake. You understand? And now Solana may now have an edge over them in the same thing regarding ETFs. And I'm not going to lie to you, that could be a change of game for Solana as well. But let's read further. Now, BTC on Thursday says Solana may gain an edge over Ethereum in staking when it comes to ETF, pointing to design as more favorable for investors. Speaking with Cointelegraph editor Andrew Fenton at Token 2049 in Singapore, Osley urged that Solana's quicker on staking period gives an advantage over Ethereum. For instance, Ethereum withdrawal queue recently reached new highs, while Solana typically clears faster. And he also made mention that the difference matters for issuers who must be able to return assets to investors quickly. And I agree with that, because if I'm staking my money on Ethereum platform, and for me to get it is taking some time, and if I stake my money on Solana platform and getting my money is very, very fast, because maybe I borrow money or I loan money to do that so I can pay back, which one do you think everyone will start looking at and running to? So if you look at the thesis now, you see that Solana is kind of having edges above Ethereum over long period of time, except ETH devs or community or the governors change one or two things to make Ethereum to be what anyone won't get from Solana. So it's a huge problem, and the ETFs need to be able to return asset on a very short time frame. So staking involves locking up cryptocurrency to help secure a network in return for reward paid in the same token. Because the assets are locked, withdrawals can face delay as a fund trade based on the network demand. So you can see the clash between Solana and ETH. So make sure you do the right thing. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research. Now we have another news on the radar, and this is regarding the government closure. Analysts now warn that government closure may delay Solana ETF approval. So that's another blow on Solana. But I'm not going to lie to you, the government is definitely going to come back. It might just delay, but I believe it's going to come to pass. And if that should happen, Solana might blow up. Despite delay, expert says the approval of several altcoin ETF, including Solana, are really 100%. Now, industry observed have warned that a potential US government shutdown could push spot Solana ETF approval past October. The recent introduction of new listing standard is also adding further uncertainty to the timeline, because the experts don't know how quickly the Security and Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, will act under the new rules. So this is just another delay regarding the ETF, but I just feel like at the long run we're going to have Solana get approved. All right, let's now move to another news regarding XRP. We all know XRP has been on the news lately, and I told you guys it's been rough for the company. Lawsuit, token not performing well, people not believing their models, a lot of problem for XRP. But you know, it is what it is. If people don't buy your structure or the model behind what you're doing, you need to change it, because if you're doing something for the people and they say they don't want it, you can't force it on them. They'll run away from it. That's how it works. Simple as ABC. Now, 250 million XRP bought in 2 days. What are Ripple whales up to? Whales buy 250 million XRP in 48 hours. Price near all-time high as ETF talks grows. Key chart patterns suggest a possible breakout is coming. A large order of XRP have moved quickly, adding 250 million tokens to their wallet within 24 hours. This comes as price level and the market activity shows early signs of possible shift. We all know all cryptocurrency are pumping right now. So I'm not going to be surprised if we see massive buy from any of these tokens. But like I said, if Ripple eventually win, XRP will be the underdog token everyone has been sleeping on. Let me put it that way. You understand? So during the same period, the price of XRP moved about 2.87 to 2.94, while the increase is modest. Similar buying behavior in the past has often led to further price movement. Whether the trend continues is now a key focus for trader. So that's that on XRP for XRP holders, but still on altcoins. Now let's now take a look at Avalanche. We can now see ETH surge as Avalanche Treasury company plans $1 billion US token purchase and public listing. If you watch my show last week, I can't just pull up the video right now because I didn't pull it down. You saw that I told you Avalanche is now moving on the ground, kind of. We're seeing them doing kind of approaching a stable coin with some company in South Korea, and stuff like that. So this might be an underdog token this bull cycle as well if we're going to have altcoin season. But I'm not rooting for any token. Do your own research. Mine is to analyze the chart, inform you about what is going on. You is to do your own research, make decision on your own, and trade the way money you can afford to lose, as I am not a financial advisor. All right, the company revealed it will merge with Mountain Lake Acquisition Corporation, a special purpose acquisition company, in a $675 million deal. AVAX, the native token of Avalanche blockchain, climbed sharply on Wednesday following the announcement of a public listing and major token purchase by Avalanche Treasury Company, a new entity formed to back the ecosystem. So that is great news regarding Avalanche right there. 1 billion AVAX buy, and that is really, really great. Let's take a look at another news regarding altcoins, and this is the long-awaited major update for BNB has arrived. And I think I said it 3 weeks ago when BNB announced they're going to reduce their transactional fee from 0.1 to 0.005 GUI, and that is great because BNB hit a milestone just a week or 2 weeks ago, getting to 1,000 US dollar milestone, and now they're reducing their fee. Don't you think that is going to make everyone shifting using BNB for transactions? Because the main reason why everyone is moving to crypto and all of that is because the transaction is fast, no intermediaries, and you get cheaper fee on what you're doing. And now the competition is among all these on-chain, on these on-chain tokens or developers to make sure that their fees is cheap. And you can now see now BNB, one of the largest blockchain network, plans to provide a major reduction in transaction fee after the new update. And also they even said that BNB chain BNB chain are set to minimize gas fee on a BNB Smart BSC, that is BNB Smart chain, Binance Smart contract, to 0.05 GUI, and this update reduces the cost on the network to approximately 0.005. That is really, really great. And also you can see that the network team also stated that the wallet centralized exchange trading firm should also adapt to that rate, and that is great. Meanwhile, BNB remains above 1,000 US dollars and has gained around 20% in the past month and is trading 5.4% lower than its record high. That is great news for BNB. Let's see more news we have on the radar, and this is still regarding altcoins, and you can see we have the Mutum Finance. Everyone has been talking about this token, talking about this project, and I see that when I check a lot of things, I see that it might really get up, but at $0.035, expert says MUTM, which is Mutum Finance, may be the best crypto to invest in for the next 45 return on investment. But this is just a news. I am not a financial advisor. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. And you can see dual lending via PC2 and P2P ensure stable yield while isolating high risk asset. So you might want to check it out. And the next phase will be push the next phase will push the price to 0.04T, a 15% jump, making this one of the final discounted entries before momentum builds up. So that is the news regarding MUTM. You might want to check that out. All right, let's leave our altcoin a little bit and dive into the meme tokens. And you can see meme coins attract users, but platforms reap the profit. That is true. I'm not gonna lie about that, because I've seen a lot of launch pads are now coming out, like Pump Fun. Different launch pads are out there that you launch a project, goes up, dump, but the charges, they already charge you, even though you don't lose your real money, but you lose the charges money, and that is really now concerning. With Galaxy Research latest report finds that meme coins draw new user into crypto, but they spoils goal to enrich the launchpad, exchange and bots rather than the traders. And I think I really agree with that. Meme coin may attract new users to blockchain, but the profit largely flow to the platform that launch and trade the token, according to new report from Galaxy Research. The study released on Wednesday shows that while most traders lose money in short-term gambling market, infrastructure providers such as Launchpad, decentralized exchanges, and trading bot capture millions in revenue by facilitating meme coins trading. Like example, Pump.for, a meme coin launchpad that debuted in early 2024, has been a major beneficiary, with token on the platform representing combined 4.8 billion in fully diluted market value as per the report. Galaxy added that out of 32 million tokens on Solana, nearly 13 million have been launched through Pump Fund, a nearly 300% increase in under 2 years. The platform has simply industrialized token creation on Solana. So I think I really agree with this, because I'm supposed to launch my project on Pump Fund yesterday to trading live with $100, but due to some technical issue and all of that, we could not do that, and it's been postponed. You'll see that it was on the X account that we have postponed, and the new day will be announced in due day. But with my experience on Pump.for, and I see that a lot of projects are just being launched, people losing money and all of that, but the Launchpad platform, they're making money, because once they launch, even though you launch for free, people buying and selling, they're making charges through them, and that is great money for them. All right, let's take a look at another meme token, and this one we're talking about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. And Doge pops 9% as Shiba Inu flows confirm meme coin momentum. Technical decks noted golden cross signals across majors, reinforcing bullish momentum. Analysts flag a decisive break above 0.255 as opening a path to 0.38% with Dogecoin. And you can see Shiba Inu 6% rally was supported by a significant drop in exchange reserves, highlighting reduced support. Technical analysis showed that Doge support at 0.242 and resistance at 0.254, with potential to reach 0.32. All right, that's what I have for you on the new segment of the show this morning. And you're still watching the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. And we're coming to you live from the studio. Please smash the likes button, subscribe, like, and share. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be part of this greatness that is going on this great platform. All right, let's move to the next segment on the show, and that is where we check out what the economy calendar is talking about, so we know what the event of the day looks like. Don't worry, we're still gonna come back to the chart analysis. I know that is you guys' favorite part of the show, but we're coming back to that. You know, you reserve the best for the last, as the says goes, and that's how we've been doing on the show. All right, let's take a look at what economic calendar is looking at, and the reason why we have to take a look at the news and all of this before we revert or come back to the chart analysis, because to be informed and know what we should be expecting before we talk about the chart analysis. So you guys need to understand how we program the show like that. All right, today is Thursday, the 2nd of October 2025, and if you look at what is going on with the economic calendar, nothing much is really happening. Now, we're not going to be seeing a lot of things happening as well, because the government is being shut down in the United States, and that is the biggest economy in the world as of now. You can see now we have unemployment claim data supposed to come out, but now it's under tentative because they don't know when the whole thing is going to drop. So we might see it, we might not see it. Let me see yesterday if data for yesterday came out as well. Okay, some data came out yesterday with a non-farm employment change ISM. So let's see what will happen today if we're going to have great data out of the news. So unemployment claim is the only thing that is really big today that we're expecting. The time is not really there. I think that is due to the government shut down. All right, having known that, let's now check what the cryptocurrency market cap is looking like. Now we are now comfortably above 4 trillion US dollars. The cryptocurrency market cap as a whole is now at 4.169 trillion US dollars. You know, if you've been watching my show a couple of months ago or a year ago, I told you we're gonna hit 3 trillion. We did that. Now I told you about 4 trillion. We are doing that as well. You can see we are sitting on 4 trillion US dollars, and that is really impressive. You can see over the last 24 hours we've seen about 212 billion traded in the last 24 hours. That's the volume traded, and we can see Zcash is still trending, A-Star still trending, Atom 1 is back to trending, and you can see top gainers over here. Zcash is among them, but we can't leave this segment without checking what the top 10 cryptocurrency looks like. We all know the king is Bitcoin, and that's the name of this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show. Even though I'm not having breakfast, I got some water right here. All right, let's go on. The market cap is sitting above 2 trillion. We all know that because the king, and the one that is following is $500 billion. So BTC at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, XRP at number 3, Theta at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC at number 7, Dogecoin at number 8, Lido Stake is now sitting at number 9, and Tron is still maintaining that top 10. And you can see everything has now changed to what? To green. You can see it's all green, baby. It's all green. So I know a lot of people portfolio are smiling good right now, but the likes of Chainlink, Hyperliquid, Sui, Stellar, and so are below top 10. And if you really want to know where your cryptocurrency project you're holding on to sit on the cryptocurrency market cap or rank, you might want to check it out on CoinGecko.com, as we have thousands of coins listed there according to their rank due to market cap and all of that. All right, without wasting our time, that's that on the cryptocurrency market cap. Let's now dive into the chart analysis segment. And before we do that, please smash the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you always be part of this great community. And we still have a lot of things coming out for you guys. But without wasting our time, let's check how the chart is looking right now. You can see, let's start with the king. Sorry about that. Let's start with the king, the king of BTC, the king of crypto, that is Bitcoin. Now, you can see we have this entry right at 110, and Bitcoin has been moving up since then. So, Bitcoin is still a buy. Bitcoin is still a buy, and you can put your stop out around 112,000. Around 112,000 in case anything happens. But Bitcoin is still a buy, so we're going to see if this momentum will continue. Let's take a look at ETH. Let's take a look at ETH. And mind you, this is for spot traders, daily traders, and investors. If you want to learn normal day trading, where you use leverage and all of that, you might want to join my Telegram channel. The links is down in the description. It's free of charge, and you could get some educational content where we drop for you as well. So if you look at ETH as well, ETH is a buy already. We have the structure broke out there, still continue moving up. So ETH is still a buy. Let's take a look at Avalanche. We had news about Avalanche. Let's see what Avalanche is doing. Avalanche is now a buy because we have the structure and broke above there. So Avalanche 2 is now a buy. Yes, Avalanche is a buy. Stop loss is going to be let's see, around $27. Yeah, that's where you should put your stop loss. Let's take a look about Sol. Solana is still a buy, and if you're not in it already, I don't know what you're doing. Solana is still a buy, but mind you, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and you trade with the money you can afford to lose. Let's take a look at BNB as well. BNB also is still a buy. I feel like all the tokens are still a buy. There's no one that I think we should get away from. Okay, this has activated a buy to on Chainlink. Let me change it to green. Chainlink is now a buy. Let's take a look at AAVE. AAVE2 is now activated. We're going to change it to green. Let's take a look at LTC, which is Litecoin. Litecoin, it's a buy. You can see how fire is going. SUI also, it's a buy, still remain green. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP, of course, is still a buy, but if you're not in XRP already and you just want to get in, please wait, let it break above $3. I think I said that yesterday as well. Let's take a look at TON. TON is not yet a buy. We need TON to break 2.85 before we can jump on that. Let's take a look at A-Star. Yes, I told you A-Star was falling, so A-Star is still falling. I won't even cap it. Don't get into A-Star yet. Let A-Star break above $2 before you get back in. Let's take a look at Pump Fund. Pump Fund, it's a buy and it's looking good. Let's take a look at Ondo. Ondo also, it's a buy and it's looking good. So basically most of all the altcoins are now looking great. Let's now dive into the meme coins, and we're going to start with the king of meme coin, which is Dogecoin. And do you know what I like about Dogecoin? Even last week when we saw the bleeding, Dogecoin didn't break the weekly floors. Some of them touch it, but they didn't just break. Like Dogecoin didn't even move near there. And that is one thing I like about this meme coin. It's really showing that it's ready to compete this bull cycle, this remaining of bull cycle. If we're going to have meme coins, I think Dogecoin might do 3, 4, 5x again. But mind you, not financial advice, just my own opinion. But Dogecoin is still a buy. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is still a buy. You can see Shiba Inu touched the floor but couldn't break it. But Dogecoin didn't even come close. So Shiba Inu is still a buy. Let's take a look at Pepe. Pepe 2 is now a buy. Popcat as well. Popcat is now a buy, so we can change this down and change it to what? To green. So Popcat is now a buy. Pepe is now a buy. Let's take a look at Trump coin, guys. Trump coin is about to be a buy, but we need to wait for it to break 7.8 thereabout. So probably let's see what happened with Trump coin tomorrow. Let's take a look about Millennial coin. Millennial coin broke a structure, but we need to wait for it to prove above this 0.19. For me, I will have to wait. Let's take a look at Altcoin. Altcoin is having a structure breaking above. Altcoin seems to be like it's going to be a buy, but you know, all of them are starting to get back into the shape. But if you have any token or any of this project you want me to add to the analysis, you might comment down in the comment section or send me a DM or whatever and say these are the tokens you're kind of looking at. Can I take a look at them for you? And I will gladly do that, because that is what I'm here for, to give value back to the community and let you guys know what is going on in the crypto space. So that's that about the chart analysis, guys. You can now know where your project sits on the radar and the portfolio and all of that. So I think we should know what we're doing with our portfolio. All right, but we cannot end the show without checking what the fear and greed index looks like. So let's take a look at the fear and greed index. And if you look at the fear and greed index, drum roll, bush. Now we move into what? Greed. You know, for the first time in weeks, we are now back at greed level. You can now see we moved from neutral to greed. Last month neutral, last week fear, yesterday was neutral. Now we're sitting on greed at 64, and that is what the market sentiment is showing us right now. That shows a lot of people believe that it's time to get back into the market and everyone is coming in, and that's where the greed comes in. And you know, the moment you go to extreme greed, that's where you should start taking profit, because that means we are now having, you know, too much hype and all of that, and that's when the market normally dumps. And that's why I tell you, we might just push back to the all-time high of all these tokens before we start seeing the market dumping, or we're going to break them and see if we're going to have that super rally, this bull cycle. But all I know is October is always good for crypto. October, November, they're always good. But remember, bear market need to start at the end of the year or towards the end of the or beginning of next year, because we need to have bear market for 1 year, then another 3 years to, you know, energize the markets back. All right, I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is what I have for you on this great platform, CryptoBin101, and you've been watching the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Until I catch you tomorrow live, same time, 10 a.m. SCST time, 8 a.m. GMT, depending on where you are watching me from. Stay out of trouble, trade safe, and make profit. It's